Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm so glad you came to join me today so that I can say, welcome to the Advancement Center, where we are fulfilling our divine purpose. And that is inviting you to join us in welcoming the new world of magic and miracles. It is here, and everyone loves magic. My own dad used to entertain us when we were little, and we never tired of the disappearing of objects or the other magical moves he made. Until decades later, I happened to open the top drawer of his bureau. Now, this is many decades. I have children of my own, and I found his bag of tricks. Wow, wow, wow. This bag, I found the bag with the side pockets to make things disappear, and the ball with a hemisphere, a hemisphere that fit over the ball to make things multiply. And he did that so well. And it was just wonderful to think about it right now. I've enjoyed this. And this illusion, the illusions that he created, just became more precious because it wasn't the things, it was his love and endless joy. And it was contagious. And certainly outlives his much too short life down here on earth. The magic was fun, but the love was his true magic that I've been feeling all morning, getting ready to tell you about this story. Yeah. Now, the new world of magic and miracles is beyond time, and miracles are occurring as we expect and feel them. So you have to be willing to experience it because they're happening anyway. Now, this past week has been nothing but magic and miracles. Each day delivered a magnificent gift. Simeon's message to humanity occurred on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. That was yesterday. Well, what did we receive? Well, we received 3 guided tours to the outer reaches of the universe and beyond for us all, where we experience our authentic self with powers and abilities never, ever referred to in the physical world. Now, that alone is so exciting to even think about. And what happens? Well, as Simeon speaks, we are all taken into the future, where we find the freedom, the endless ability, and actually dance with our Creator. Nothing on earth comes close to resembling that joy. Attempts have been made, but no, this is pure experience of an inner joy that we are being exposed to, our own joy. Now on Tuesday, Genya can barely contain her joy as she expressed her experiences here that resemble what Simeon has spoken about. And that's always absolutely delightful to share those with her again. Fridays always brings the depth of David to his broadcast, where he paints a picture of who we truly are with the help of the cavalry. Yeah. And when he reads his writing, we absolutely see them as a published book to be cherished because they are so wonderful. And yesterday, Saturday, Simeon gave each and every one of us close contact with our origin, with the messages that we left, with the skills that suit us, with the energies and fields that are meant for us, and the signature that's recognized everywhere. That signature is what we bring into the physical world. You have one, I have one. And it's so unique, and it's like none other. It's our signature. It is a power and to be protected and honored. Down here. Yeah. Now I'm talking to all of us who live here, and we all must agree that total freedom has got to be fought for down here on earth. In fact, our founding fathers wrote a Declaration of Independence declaring our inalienable rights, a protection from oppressors who want everything measurable. And we know about that which is immeasurable. So what are the measurables? Oh, competition with a score in betting, standings, who's first, who's second, yeah. Bank accounts, oh, that's a big one. Everybody has to know, how you're doing, unless you put it in a vault somewhere. And absolutely state support, they measure that left, right, and center, and usually on the meager side. These are all known factors. And do you know the reason they don't teach cursive writing in the public schools anymore? Now, cursive is that beautiful, flowing handwriting that is your signature, that is your doing. They want you to print. And I just found out, and it was pointed out to me, that the Declaration of Independence is written in cursive writing. That says a lot. So that's what the oppressors want. They want everything measured, right? And we know that we are living what cannot be measured. So here are a few. First of all, we express ourselves in our handwriting. And for those people who have made a study, they can tell a lot about you by your singular handwriting. We also know that when we write, very often we are expressing our spirit and our joy, and we're not thinking of block letters. And what else is immeasurable? Glee. Can you measure your happiness or your joy? You can't measure your talent because you keep discovering more and more each day. And of course, the most beautiful, immeasurable thing that we know is our friendship with someone dear, someone we love. There's no measure on that. You can't quantify or enumerate your love, your respect, your honor, and the joy of being here. And of course, the guys who want everything measured has to know the facts. And we welcome the unknown. The unknown, the mysterious, the wonder, the response that comes from us that we don't expect. That's where we live. Now, I know many of you know this story from a long time ago, but I think it's a wonderful description of magic. And it's a simple little story called Stone Soup. And there was this village where they were very, very poor. And everybody every day was complaining about just how poor they were. And one day, this lady said, I have the recipe and I know how to make a soup out of a stone. And she held up a stone. Can you see it? And she said, and everybody was, what? They were totally engaged, engrossed, and they were all like little children. Stone soup? Show us. So she put the stone ceremoniously into a big pot and filled the pot with water from the pump. And then she sat back and she said, it's going to take a little while, but it might not be a bad idea if we put in a potato. Does anybody have a potato? And this guy said, I have one. Yeah, I have them in my farm. I'll dig one up and bring it right over. So he went and he got the potato. And while he was gone, she said, now, does anybody have any carrots? And this one lady said, well, I have a few. I can give you 2. So she went and got her carrots. Well, this went on, and this wonderful, wonderful lady kept suggesting possibility that someone would have another ingredient and another ingredient. And when the soup was bubbling beautifully, this one lady who hadn't said a word came up and she said, I have a chicken. So it joined the soup. And when the soup was all prepared and smelled so good, and everybody was just in awe of the magic of how this is all going on, they sat down and they had a feast of plenty, a feast of friendship, a feast of magic. Now, what was the real magic? Was not the stone, was not the water, was not the vegetables. It was people loving the idea of magic. It was people surrounded by love. And finally, the whole table was surrounded by love. And thereby created a magic festival. Now, I know they teach that story in school, but I'm looking forward to the time when every teacher says, if you surround each other with love, peace reigneth. So that's the magic of stone soup. Yeah. I love telling that story. I haven't told that in years. Yeah, I put some notes down here. After that stone soup, magic is defined as unseen but felt, curious, willingness to accept, and willingness to participate. Surprise, delight in the unknown, made known. Immeasurable, cause to celebrate. And that will never be an old story. It will always be new. Now, on a totally different course, the other magic is the magic of healing. That's magical, especially when it happens to you. And Friday, I wrenched my back in such a way that an intense pain permeated my entire being. And of course, it was accompanied with typical responses of thought playing in my head, like, oh, how permanent is this? And what's going to happen? And, yeah. And last night, Simeon's message to me was this. Last night, 6:00 p.m. Okay. Dearest Barbara, holding versus letting go is universal. What do we hold on to, and what do we let go of? We have the power to do both. What we resist persists. Pain felt increases with every thought of it. When pain can be seen as floating down a river of flow, it is free to travel and become lessened without the accompaniment of thought, positive or negative. Just in the flow of life happening until more life happens and the focus is shifted in a new trajectory and finally noticed as gone. You did it. You wrote it all out and it is gone. This morning, you were taken on a life-changing trip where you received enough thought and word describing your power. That's Simeon's transmission. You're doing backflips and cartwheels and calling out to your creator with, "Look at me." You visited the future and brought it back down to your physical home. The opportunity to adjust the future before you delivered was the validation of your power and abilities. The invader was no more, and you were 100% available to edit Simeon's gift to humanity. All is in balance, harmony, and a level of joy reached. We love you, love, Simeon. And of course, I couldn't resist. I asked him again this morning, and he said, "Dearest Barbara, we feel your excitement and eagerness to share. You've never been any other way. We are rejoicing at your freedom to express while the rest of the world is attempting to impress upon everyone their own message, usually for self-profit and aggrandizement. That is why the Advancement Center broadcasts are diamonds flung out from the unknown to be discovered and lived as perfection of life, health, and future. Enjoy sharing. Love, Simeon." Do you get why I always write? Because I always get an answer. And that, of course, brings me to I've taken care of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, and there's Thursday. Thursday is my art class. And here's the result of class this week. It's not outside. There's no water, no sun, no moon, just a lot of detail. And it was quite challenging. So that's where it is. And of course, On Thursday, I sit down with all my pastels and say, okay, now I have to get ready for the Sunday broadcast and do something to share with my good friends. So this has been fun. It's wonderful being with you. And the more we're together, the more magic happens. So rejoice with us. And I wish you a perfect life, perfect health, and an amazing future. Thanks so much.